Hello and welcome back to my YouTube series Airbnb Diaries. Today we're at the cabin at Chavenage. Let's take a look. Okay, so while I show you around this stunning cabin, just wanted to mention that this cabin is set within the Chavenage Estate. And if you haven't seen on YouTube already, James and Emma have inherited this Chavenage Estate, which is a huge estate, I think 2,000 acres. And this cabin is set within those grounds, so it's part of their business to try and keep the estate afloat and in the family. So if you haven't checked out their channel, then I would definitely recommend doing so. But this was a birthday present from me to Alex. I needed something that I could give him whilst we were in Bali, because I didn't want to take loads of presents, and I thought, what a perfect gift than to go and check out the cabin that we'd seen on their YouTube channel. I don't think these clips really convey like how stunning and tranquil and peaceful this is, so I will try and use words plus the clips to try and describe just how lovely this place actually is. So I think I paid around £470 for 2 nights. It was over the bank holiday weekend, so I think I paid a little bit extra, but I think it's about £228 a night at the moment on Airbnb. So it's a little bit on the pricier side, but I absolutely think it was money well spent just for the sheer privacy that we had at the Airbnb. So now I will show you around. We were given these 2 dressing gowns for the hot tub, which was fantastic. There was torches on the outside so that we could see what we were doing. A lovely welcome note from the hosts. And this is the inside of the cabin. It's very small, but it's so functional. You can lift the bed up and it reveals a sofa underneath. And then you can also get up on the bed and see the gorgeous views, and that end door also opens, which I'll show you in a minute. But this is kind of a view of the whole cabin. Honestly, it's all you really need. The only thing I would say, there used to be a television apparently on the wall there, and it's no longer there. So if you're thinking about going, then make sure you take some entertainment for yourselves in the evenings, if you're not getting drunk in the hot tub, that is. But they had everything you need. They had coffee, tea, bowls, and it was super easy to get everything you needed. You could go to the shop nearby. There was a fridge, a little bit of milk in the fridge for us as well, which was a lovely touch when we just travelled all the way from Cardiff. Hugo absolutely loved it. That's a massive bonus that it is pet friendly. Pets are not allowed on the furniture, but Hugo's so small, so luckily it's not as if like it's a huge dog that gets absolutely soaking wet. This bathroom again was more than we needed. It was a huge bathroom for what I expected in such a small cabin. The layout of this is so well thought out that you actually don't feel like you're in a small cabin at all. You've got plenty of room. And this is the view with the cabin doors wide open. So then outside, I think it just speaks for itself. You've got the most stunning view of the golden fields. And then through the little pathway, you have this wood-fired hot tub, which was unreal in the night time. You could hear all the wildlife, and the twinkly lights outside were just so stunning. We absolutely loved it. So make sure if you do stay here that you use the hot tub. Okay, so this is the wood-fired hot tub, which is beautiful. It has wonderful views of the field. It takes about an hour and a half to light up, so we're just doing it now before we head out, but so pretty here. And this is the cabin and the stunning views. And they got torches. So that was a clip of when we were actually firing it up. But I just wanted to show you this clip because it's just so private. I don't think I've ever stayed in a more private Airbnb. You have more wheat fields that side, and you can see where the car is parked just through there in the car park. But again, so private, absolutely so silent. We did see a few people kind of walking their dogs right at the bottom of the field, and we did end up doing that dog walk as well. But yeah, get the coronas out, sit in the sun, and honestly we just had the best time just relaxing. And Hugo isn't the best off lead, so we tend to keep him on lead at all times, and we've been in a few Airbnbs that have stated that they've had dog friendly, areas, and Hugo's managed to escape. But with this, we could completely trust him off the lead. He could run, he was following us, there was no distractions, we didn't lose him. It was like pure privacy, and for that we were so grateful, because he doesn't get the chance to be off lead that often, and this was the perfect holiday for him as well as us. And gave us a newfound trust for him, because he was just so good and he just wanted to sit right next to us. But in some other Airbnbs we've stayed in that are dog friendly, the outdoor area hasn't been fully dog friendly. And there was one time where Hugo was like running after chickens because he managed to get out of the area that we were staying in. But yeah, I absolutely loved this. And if you just look at him in this picture, he's off lead and all he wants to do is sleep. So he's not too keen on the drone, but I'm just so happy that it is super dog friendly there. And even with some people walking their dogs in the field, it was still far away enough for that. And we also brought some tennis rackets and tennis ball with us, so we were able to just play a bit of tennis, which was super fun. Again, so private, we could do whatever we wanted, and we knew that there was nobody around and nobody kind of like looking at us or anything. It was just really, really special. Again, if you don't know much about Chavenage, Emma and James actually run a coffee shop called The Barn, which is a few minutes walk from the cabin, and they do stunning coffee, and it was nice to see them there working really hard, which was great. And then a few minutes down the road, you're into Tetbury, which is honestly one of the most stunning places. We went to the Snooty Fox for a lovely Prosecco, which is really nice, and on the high street. We also went for some tapas further down the road, which was really nice. I didn't get any photos of that. And then we also went to the Royal Oak, which was super busy and we couldn't get a reservation. So if you are thinking about going to the Royal Oak, because it is super pretty, then make sure you book in advance so that you're not feeling disappointed when you arrive. Okay, so that was the cabin at Chavenage. If you're thinking about staying here, I will leave the Airbnb link down below. And yeah, I would definitely recommend. It is a stunning place to stay. Obviously we've had weather on our side this time, but yeah, take a look.